Mr. Speaker.
Just a minute. The chair earlier recognized the gentleman from Spratlys, who manifested his intention to object to the motion, the gentleman from Cebu.
In my time, the gentleman from Paranaque, after him, I would like to speak, Mr. Speaker.
Wait a minute. You interposed an objection earlier, so the chair recognized. So, are you temporarily withdrawing your...
Yes.
So, the gentleman from Spratlys has temporarily withdrawn his objection. The distinguished gentleman from Kalayaan is now recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this representation was privileged to be a member of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, and in particular, to head the technical working group of the Committee on Foreign Affairs that came out with our proposal for the baselines bill. In the technical working group, we proposed option number 1, which would have adopted a situation where the Scarborough Shoals would become part of the baselines and therefore part of the main archipelago of the Philippines, and the Kalayaan Island Group to be recognized as a regime of islands. However, Mr. Speaker, during the final deliberation by the Committee on Foreign Affairs, acting on the report of the technical working group, and after listening to a very spirited and very good debate on all the possible options, the committee adopted option number 4, which was to treat both the Scarborough Shoals as well as the regime of islands as part of the baselines and therefore part of the main archipelago. And that was the position that this representation supported after that, both in formal fora here in the House of Representatives as well as in other fora outside the House of Representatives. This representation was again privileged to become part of the House panel of the bicameral conference committee that deliberated on the final version of the baselines bill. Mr. Speaker, I would like to report that the discussion of the bicameral conference committee in the opinion of this representation was very cordial, very scholarly, and very intellectual. In fact, it was a very high-powered bicameral conference committee, probably the most high-powered that I ever witnessed, because the Senate panel was headed by no less than the Senate President, and the House panel was headed by no less than the Speaker of the House. This is almost unprecedented as far as my memory serves me. There was a very good discussion, and this presentation once again pushed for option number 4, believing that this is the best option for the country. And then as the discussion swayed, and it appeared that the body, the bicameral conference committee, was leaning towards option number 2, meaning to treat both Scarborough Shoals as well as the Kalayaan Island Group as regime of islands. This representation proposed a compromise. I said, the Scarborough Shoals stands alone. There are no islands near Scarborough Shoals. In the case of the Kalayaan Island Group, I considered that it was a very complicated issue because there were so many other islands being claimed by other countries, which would pose a very complex situation. So I said, why not go back to option number 1, which was the original proposal of the technical working group. But unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, I had to yield to the wisdom of the majority of the conference, the bicameral conference committee. I was left with no choice. I realized that this is something that we have to handle urgently, and therefore with reservation, this representation affixed his signature on the bicameral conference report clearly stated that I remain in support of the original House version. And therefore, on that note, Mr. Chairman, I would like to congratulate our Chairman of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, who I believe handled himself very well, both in the Committee on Foreign Affairs as well as in the bicameral conference committee. And of course, this congratulation includes all the other members of the House panel of the bicameral conference committee, at that time headed by no less than Speaker Scarborough Shoals. And on that note, I would like to thank the Speaker, I would like to thank the Chairman, I would like to thank our minority leader for giving me the privilege of becoming part of what I consider one of the most historic moments in the annals of my career as a member of the House of Representatives. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, distinguished colleagues.
Distinguished minority President.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish truly that I can join the general climate of approval and commendation regarding the conference committee report on an act defining the archipelagic baselines of the Philippine archipelago. But Mr. Speaker, I cannot. I am uncertain that the move that we are taking is in fact the right legal move. Why do I say this, Mr. Speaker? Just consider the title of the bill that we have just approved. An act defining the archipelagic baselines of the Philippine archipelago. What does that mean, Mr. Speaker? Clearly there is an acceptance that we are defining rules for an archipelagic entity, which is of course the country that we would love